Welcome back to your home of real English learning, where you learn English naturally through stories that inspire your mind and touch your heart. Welcome to English with Moses.
English with Moses.
Take your English to the next level.
Let me ask you something. What would you do if the thing you loved most also made your life more dangerous? Would you stay silent? Or would you continue even if the whole world stood against you? Today, I want to tell you the story of a woman whose greatest weapon was not a sword, not an army, but her mind. Her name was Hypatia of Alexandria, and although she lived more than 1,600 years ago, her story still inspires people around the world. Imagine the city of Alexandria in ancient Egypt, a city filled with scholars, libraries, mathematicians, astronomers, and endless curiosity. It was one of the greatest centers of learning in the ancient world, and among all those brilliant minds, one woman stood out: Hypatia. At a time when very few women had the opportunity to become scholars, Hypatia chose a different path. She devoted her life to knowledge. She studied mathematics, astronomy, philosophy, and she became one of the most respected teachers of her generation. Students traveled from distant lands just to sit in her classroom, not because she promised easy answers, but because she taught people how to think, how to ask questions, how to search for truth. But knowledge can sometimes make people uncomfortable. The more respected Hypatia became, the more opposition she faced. Ancient Alexandria was a city filled with political conflict, religious tension, and struggles for power. Some people admired her wisdom, others feared her influence. They believed that ideas could be just as powerful as weapons. Then came the turning point. One day, the growing conflict around her reached its tragic conclusion. A violent crowd attacked Hypatia. She was killed simply because of who she was and what she represented. Her death shocked the ancient world. It marked the loss of one of history's greatest scholars. But although her life ended, her ideas did not. Today, Hypatia is remembered as a symbol of courage, a symbol of education, a symbol of the freedom to ask questions and seek knowledge. Her story reminds us that true learning requires bravery. Sometimes the hardest thing in the world is not finding the answer. It's daring to ask the question. Her influence can still be felt today. Historians remember her as one of the first great female mathematicians and philosophers. Scientists admire her passion for discovery. Teachers admire her dedication to education. And readers around the world continue to be inspired by her extraordinary life. Now let me ask you something. What does Hypatia's story have to do with learning English? More than you might imagine, because learning a language also begins with curiosity. It begins when you ask questions, when you are not afraid to make mistakes, when you choose learning over fear. Every new word you discover, every podcast you listen to, every conversation you practice is another step toward becoming a wiser and more confident version of yourself. Hypatia believed that education could change lives. I believe the same. English is not just a language, it is a bridge to new ideas, new friendships, new opportunities, and a deeper understanding of the world. So never stop asking questions, never stop reading, never stop learning, because knowledge is something nobody can take away from you. It becomes part of who you are. And just like Hypatia, your curiosity may one day inspire someone else. If today's story inspired you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to English with Moses, and join our growing community of learners who improve their English through inspiring stories from history, philosophy, and literature. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and never lose your curiosity. Because every great journey begins with a single question. I'll see you in the next episode.